Hello, I'm Ian.
And I'm Sam.
And we welcome you to the latest episode of Such a Ranker, the show where we take 5, not 7, completely random films and try to rank them from worst to best. What could possibly go wrong? So, Sam, how you doing today? You right?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I just want to check that we're recording.
We are recording and we are live.
We're live, are we? Cool. Well, I think we've got some good films in here today. Bit weird ones.
We do. It's a bit of an enigma, this episode.
It is,
very
isn't it?
different genres, very different eras.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about them.
Yeah. Well, let's run them down then. What are we talking about today?
Well, first of all, we have got a video game adaptation.
We do.
From the golden era of video... No, it wasn't. It was 2006 Silent Hill.
Yes. Some people love it, some people hate it. Kind of a cult classic.
I don't know if anyone loves it. Love
I think there's a nostalgic element to this.
Is a curious thing when it comes to Silent Hill.
Okay. Yes, 2006. It's I mean, it's certainly a film. Is it even really a film? We'll talk about whether it's a film or not in a bit. And then
next?
we're going to talk about, we'll stick with horror for a little while. And our next movie on the list is John Carpenter's The Thing.
The Thing.
John Carpenter's The Thing specifically.
Indeed, because obviously this is a remake.
This is a remake. Where was that one going?
I was thinking of adaptation because of video games, and I thought that's not right. And then my brain took 5 seconds to keep up.
Yeah.
But no, this is a remake of a 1950s classic, which is when John Carpenter was a young boy.
Yep.
The last time he looked youthful, as he's looked 79
He's
since
the same
1979.
He just looks the same age.
He is. He's a great man.
Absolutely. And then we've got an interesting thing. We moved to 2016. I don't really know how to transition. Speaking of old men, let's talk about Lost City of Z.
Well, it's the sequel to Lost City of Y. It's the Lost City of Z.
We say this every time. It's the sequel to Lost City of Z. What would it be the prequel to? Lost City of, semicolon? Or something like that. Whatever comes after Z.
But no, it is a colonizer's dream, the Lost City of Z.
Yes.
A very interesting film by James Gray, who I'd like to talk to you about once we get into the film.
Absolutely, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Lost City. I'm not sure if many people are going to have heard of Lost City of Z. I remember it came out, or Lost City of Z, I think a lot of people call it, but
we are British,
so
apparently.
Z.
So Z.
And so was Fawcett.
Yes.
The main character, yeah.
Yeah. We say JZ.
JZ.
And we're sticking to it.
Then we move on to a completely different genre entirely. 2008's Get Smart.
Yes, Get Smart.
A film, after rewatching it, made me realise that my taste in comedy have changed since 2008.
I've got a lot of nostalgia for this film.
I had a lot of nostalgia for this film, and then I rewatched it. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
And then what are we going to finish it off with?
We're going to finish it off with The Bucket List.
Yes.
A Jack Nicholson film.
Yeah.
And then where do we go from there?
Where do we go from there? It's literally a case of we take 5 of them, we try and rank them from worst to best, not 7. If any of you have been on here long enough to understand what that means. So should we start with the first?
Please.
So, let's start with the worst.
Yeah.
Silent Hill, 2006.
Yeah, the sequel to Loud Hill.
Oh, I hate you so much. This is... My goodness. I thought you were going to say something like Loud Mountain or something like that. That would have been a better way to go.
This film. Where do we begin with Silent Hill?
Yes.
Well,
I think the best place to start with it is let's start with plot, shall we? So, according to IMDb, this has a plot. The actual film itself doesn't.
Did AI make this up on IMDb?
What, in 2006?
Yeah.
Oh, who knows? But even the AI probably sat there going, there's not enough information here for me to create a suitable summary.
AI was actually held back 20 years because they tried to do a plot to Silent Hill.
And it went, no, sorry, mate.
No.
I don't know. Why is she running from the police? No, but according to IMDb, Rosa De Silva, who I think is our main character, takes her adopted daughter, Sharon, to the town of Silent Hill in an attempt to cure her of her ailment. So that's pretty broad. After a violent car crash, Sharon disappears and Rose begins a horrific journey to get her back. Now, I mean, it's a good place to start is to actually say, is this actually an apt summary of this movie?
I suppose it is.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's about as much information and plot the actual film gives us
Yes,
as well.
I was going to say that's kind of how I would summarise my feelings in the credits.
Yes.
I hated the credits. Or just before that.
Oh, it was so 2006 though,
Just-
right?
oh, God.
It was like, let's just get like a really like angsty emo band to do the music.
Yes.
And it's just like, yeah, let's do it.
It's not...
It's so out of tone with the rest of the movie.
The film is not good. It might be, since we've been doing such a ranker, the worst first 10 minutes to a film ever. Now,
I don't even think it's such a ranker. I think that's throughout the whole of our film watching history.
yeah, since we were born.
It's not a good it's not a good start.
For all film buffs out there, when you sort of research screenplays and how the craft works, you learn that the opening 10 minutes is very important to hook the audience in, to like keep your attention span going for a further 20 minutes until plot point 1 happens. And I imagine a lot of people checked out after 20 seconds.
No one knew what was happening.
And by the time that you are kind of in Silent Hill, you're just like, I don't care about anything that's going on.
Yeah.
You haven't set up the world. You haven't set up like the needs. Well, you have set up the needs, but it's so like ham-fisted
Yep.
and vague. And Sean Bean,
every character decision is completely and utterly like it's a puzzle in
lifeless.
itself. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like every decision that's made has no context. It has no weight. It has no heft. There's no motive.
Yeah.
There's no nothing. It's just things are happening on screen that are just happening on screen.
Andrea from The Walking Dead's in it. That was the first time I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, the film and Sean Bean's accent also made me go, oh.
Yeah.
But I mean, I suppose the story of the film being made and the era it came out is quite interesting because of how we now perceive video game adaptations as a respectable art form, particularly in the 2020s. I think most people probably, when they thought of video game adaptations, they thought about this film. I feel like, particularly sort of the millennial generation, this film was on a lot when we were younger.
Yeah, I saw this in the cinema.
Wow.
I saw Silent Hill in the cinema.
Was
I
it
remember
full?
watching it. No,
No,
not at all. Well, I mean, this was at a time where the mediums were still very, very separate.
Doom had just come out the year before this, and that was also another nail in the coffin. Because Resident Evil, the first two, for all its flaws, for all their
The first
flaws,
Resident Evil was okay.
they are respectable films, which is very important for me to say.
Yeah.
Even though they're not particularly brilliant either, at least they feel like films.
Yeah.
This feels like video game cutscenes without the video game play.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't know what's going on.
And that's the whole problem with it, right? Is that like there is an element of I wonder. I kept watching the whole thing through, just thinking to myself, if I knew more about the game, would I know a bit more about what was happening here? Like, is it more of like fan service to game fans than anything else?
Yeah, but it's just it's too far gone that way.
Well, that's what I mean. It just it doesn't. It works. I respect the medium of video games a lot, right?
Yeah,
and I think that the craft essentially comes also from the fact that you are actively engaging in the plot. So you playing the game is just as important to the plot as the plot itself, right?
Yes.
Which is what sets it apart, and is also what makes then great video games. Is the interactive part of it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, the problem that you've got then with something like Silent Hill is that the reverse needs to also be true. So while Silent Hill is a very respected video game franchise, in order for it to work as a film, it then has to respect elements of film that work really well, which I don't think this does that great.
No.
I think the biggest problem is, because I looked up Silent Hill after this, and I thought to myself, what do video game fans think of this? Because I remember seeing this at the cinema, and I, for a very long time, held this up as a tentpole as the reason why video game adaptations suck, because it just didn't work. And I love the original Tomb Raider. I adore that movie. Like I watch it so much. It's like it's in my veins. It's part of me.
Is it good though, or is it
yes.
just because it has a 26-year-old Angelina
No,
Jolie?
I always loved the movie. I thought it was good fun. I liked the set pieces. I liked the action in it. The plot was fine. And it had a fantastic accent from James Bond. doing an American accent, and it's just one of those movies that I just always just really like. So I've always held that in really high regard, and then Silent Hill was almost kind of one of the worst examples of it, really. But in rewatching it, I was kind of a bit like, where does this actually sit then with video game fans? And I basically realised this movie has like cult fan status, right? There's like a nostalgia to this, because I think it's also at that weird time where video game fans actually started getting movies of things that they enjoyed. And so there's a weird nostalgia with this now. There's also like people of my age, for instance, remember seeing it in the cinema being perhaps one of the first horror films you saw at a cinema. So there's this like weird nostalgia about it. It was huge at the time, and it had like legs for ages. It would be the DVD that you watched around your mate's house or something like that, right? And so I remember having that legs, and I was like, oh, perhaps that's feeling it. But the weird thing about it is it sits in two houses and two camps, in as much as film fans hate it because it's not a film, but actual like hardcore enthusiasts of the video games hate it as well, because it's not actually true to either one of the games. So apparently it's like an amalgamation of like Silent Hill 1, 2, and all the other bits and pieces in between. I think there's like Silent Hill Revelations and 3, and there's loads of stuff there. Or I could be even mixing in a movie with that as well. It's a huge franchise, right?
So what you're saying is that Christoph Gans, the director, just basically did a terrible job.
Well, I don't know.
In terms of adapting source material.
Yeah, like it's weird because it's like, I don't know if you really adapted this. Well, I mean, we'll get into this in a minute, but it's not just Christoph Gans who wrote this movie.
No, it's Oscar winner Roger Avery of Pulp Fiction fame. Maybe revealing in this film who was the sort of the talent behind the writing of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, it just really sits in that really weird point. And I mean, it was weird. The rewatch of it, weirdly, I didn't hate it because I was so baffled by it. I kept looking at it, just thinking to myself, how have I got to this point? I thought, like, visually, I thought it was interesting. I liked like some of the, like, I liked the visuals. I liked I liked the gore. I liked the violence. I liked I liked like the weird dream sequence, like the look of it, the feel of Silent Hill with the fog and all of that lot. I was like, actually, it's quite a visually arresting movie.
The film wasn't cheap either.
It's not cheap.
It was 50 million in like 2006.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot of faith.
Do
you know what studio made this?
No.
Yeah. It was I wouldn't say I wasn't like repulsed by this film. I just thought it was as a piece of engaging cinema, it was a failure.
Yeah. I think though, you said it right. I think in terms of the film itself, I think it plays out like cutscenes.
Yeah.
So it's a weird series of set pieces that look quite interesting, but ultimately are meaningless because they're not tied together with any form of plot. And I found that I found myself weirdly respecting it for that. But I think as a film goes, it's not great. I mean, it's not. So, I mean, in terms of like other stats, it's got a Metascore of 31. No surprise. It's actually probably a little bit too high. No noms, sadly. No noms. And it also made 100 mil off of 50 mil budget. So you say it washed its face. Let's see the sequel. John Carpenter's The Thing, Sam. 1982. Directors John Carpenter, whose previous credits included Assault on Precinct 13, Halloween, The Fog, and Escape from New York. Writer is Bill Lancaster and John W. Campbell Jr. And I think John W. Campbell Jr. Wrote the original story, the 50 movie.
Oh, fair. Yeah, because Bill Lancaster is Burt Lancaster's son.
It is. Yeah. And the plot, according to IMDb, a research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. Now, I think that's an appropriate summary because it gives nothing away.
Yes, that's what you want. Shape-shifting already opens your mind up to so many possibilities.
Absolutely.
Before and after you see the film.
Before and after.
Now,
I was going to say, what's your top line? Because I want to know, like this is intriguing to me. Because I think I've made my thoughts on The Thing quite well known as soon as I said it. I love The Thing. But what's your thoughts?
Love it. It's my favourite John Carpenter film. I think it's his best film. It horrified me as a child.
Yeah.
And even to this
Horrifies me now.
Even to this day, just the scene in the dog kennel. It's not even the thing dog. It's the real it's the human dogs. It's the real normal dogs that are like clawing out.
Yeah.
It's the best film I've ever seen with like dogs actors like that.
I mean, you don't know if they're dog actors. I mean, this is 82. So in terms of, I wonder how the animal welfare standards were on the set of The Thing.
Well, I like to think that John Carpenter's a good man. No, Kurt
Oh
Russell's
no, I
on the
don't think
set.
I don't think he's a bad man.
No, they literally. There's someone in the film who literally loves dogs.
No, fair.
Yeah, he was obviously. That's actually his real reaction. Do you think they actually killed all the dogs then?
No, I don't think they killed the dog, Sam. Yeah, I think what they did is they just set up a situation in which they just thought, "Sonic, we're actually going to do this."
It actually all happened.
It all
they
happened. It's all
actually
real.
were actually attacked by crazy Norwegians in a helicopter. No, this film has, on paper, like a very simple premise, I suppose, but the way it's made, special effects, performances, it's a masterpiece in paranoia. Took a lot of inspiration from Alien. Alien, like kind of like Jaws and Alien. This film kind of like reminds me of, but it's in like the perfect location in Antarctica for this kind of situation.
Yeah,
Really makes you think about, what would I do in this situation?
Yeah.
Who do I trust?
it does a fantastic job of putting you in the shoes of the expeditioners, should we say?
It's a fantastic film. I would absolutely say this is the greatest remake of all time.
Oh, nice.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that is better than this. I love The Fly. Fly's a masterpiece. But this is like on another level.
Yeah,
And it's. I think a lot of people would say that Halloween is John Carpenter's magnum opus, but I think the adversity that he had when this film came out, because this film was despised by everybody. It flopped horribly at the box office because it came out like the same week as E.T., which is like the complete opposite.
Counter
Got like a
programming.
lovable film with an alien, with a film where the alien turns.
I'm just imagining that you turn up and you just go, "Can I have a ticket to the Alien movie?" And they go, "Yeah, sure. What one?" It's like, I don't know, The Thing. Yeah, okay. And you're sitting in the cinema then with your kids, and then that dog scene
and the
happens,
dog
and you
just
just,
get- yeah.
I think I'm in the wrong film.
Yeah, a dog just gets shot in the face by a crazed Kurt Russell. But every character is fun. It's one of those films where like it's like Aliens, where like every character they really. I mean, the what's going on in the film helps that because obviously you don't know who is who, so you have to really like flesh out personalities. And every character is really memorable. Love Keith David in this film. We'll say the ending is a little bit lackluster, like the final confrontation with the Thing. But then the actual ending, where it's like we don't really know what's going to happen. I wish films would end like that more.
Yeah.
Because it just creates such a lovely legacy
Yeah.
of like, to the very end, that dread and paranoia is still there.
Yeah.
You can't like defeat what this kind of situation is.
Yeah.
And the music's amazing.
Ennio Morricone.
It's not. It's
it
it's
not?
credited. It's John Carpenter. It's the most John Carpenter theme ever, and it's so simple. It's literally dun 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 dun.
Well, you never know. I like the
Yeah.
idea that Ennio Morricone might have had like some sort of
No,
hand in it.
I don't know. I'd like to know more about that. That film score and how it was actually, because it just isn't Morricone. It's got none of Morricone's like.
But that's
Why
what
would it
makes
be
it-
Morricone?
but that's what
Why
makes
is
it amazing.
Why is he there?
I have no idea. Like, why not?
Anyway, your thoughts. You obviously love it.
I love it. I still think it holds up. Like the special effects in it, I think, are still remarkable. Like in terms of what it does to people, but like there's a weird like kind of like puppetry to it that just makes it even more creepy.
Yeah.
And when it just then takes on the face, and it has comedy elements to it as well. Like when the alien takes over the guy's head, the head detaches and it just kind of slops onto the floor,
Turns
just
into
kind
a
of crawls
spider.
away, and then turns into the spider and stuff.
Still don't
the
know how
dog
they
scene is massively harrowing. Like it's a really harrowing movie. The end, where it's just kind of like an amalgamation of all the things that it's tried to replicate, is like haunting. And it still is just hugely creepy in that sense.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah.
I think you're right in terms of the plot is really interesting because I think it's framed as this, it's people running away from an alien or trying to defeat the alien, but it is an absolute set piece in paranoia.
Yeah.
That scene where they're all sitting around and they're doing the blood test and they're putting the heat on the blood is so good, and it's almost like it's it's like the definition of like suspense in a movie. Like it's so good at bringing that up. Ensemble cast, I think, is fantastic. Kurt Russell leads that cast as well. Like no fear, and he would have been a really young actor at this point as well. He'd done a few things, and he'd worked with John Carpenter at this point.
He was. I mean, he'd been established since the '60s as a child actor, but it wasn't until Carpenter that
he was able to do other stuff.
Ventured into new territory.
Because he's not really. He's like a weird. He doesn't venture into anti-hero, but there's a weird like vigilantiness about his character in this.
Yeah.
That I think is like really like it's an interesting way to manage a group of people in this scenario.
Yeah.
So he becomes weirdly three-dimensional.
Yeah. I mean,
his choices and what he does.
There's a good 10 minutes in the film where you think he's either the villain or the thing.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But that's obviously deliberate because you're supposed to be put in that situation where you can't trust or believe anybody.
Exactly. No, it's a fantastic.
Yeah, it's a bloody it's a bloody marvel.
Absolutely. Metascore's 57.
Yeah. It was critically slaughtered.
Yeah, no noms, and as you said, in terms of payoff, 20 million off of a 15 million budget.
Yeah.
This is ultimately
It's a
failure.
disaster. The Lost City of Zed.
Lost City of Zed, 2016.
2016.
Absolutely. Written and directed by James Gray. So his previous credits involve Two Lovers, and a couple of years ago he did Ad Astra, which might be his biggest film to date. And it is adapted from a book by David Gran, who also wrote Killers of the Flower Moon. So this guy has written a lot of books which have been turned into movies.
Interesting.
It's a bit different to John Carpenter's The Thing and,
Slightly.
And Silent Hill. This is a true life drama, so IMDb synopsis, true life drama centering on British explorer Major Percival Fawcett, who have disappeared while searching for a mysterious city in the Amazon in the 1920s.
So, I have a question. Who is this film for?
I think that is a fantastic question. I don't know.
Because this film is like made by like, or sorry, this I feel like the target audience is like, the last one died about 50 years ago. Like there's films that are set in a bygone era, but I don't know. There's like a big thing around it, like there's like a big event.
Like you would have thought it was almost like an anniversary or something
Yeah.
like that. No, this
like
is just...
like Lawrence of Arabia, for example. That's like a big epic because it's like set in like this big moment in time. But this is just kind of like an interwar. No, it's after the World War One.
Well,
It goes on a while.
It's the whole thing. It's basically a biography, almost a biopic in some aspects. Because it's just basically how this guy. It's the story up to the point where this guy goes missing, right?
Yeah.
Explorer Fawcett goes missing, and then that's it.
It's got a good cast, interesting cast.
Have you actually seen the film?
Yeah.
Well, obviously you've seen the film for it to be on this list. In terms of what it is, it is an interesting cast, but it doesn't make any sense because it is a really good movie. I just don't think I'll ever watch it again.
Yeah, that's definitely how you would see it on IMDb.
Yeah.
Good review, quite low on IMDb.
Yeah.
It's a good film. I enjoyed it. Charlie Hunnam was fine.
Yep.
I liked seeing Palpatine in a role where he wasn't playing Palpatine.
Yep.
Robert Pattinson is in it.
Robert Pattinson's really good in it. Tom Holland's in it.
Is this the beginning of Robert Pattinson's kind of resurgence, or was this already well in place?
No, this is 2016.
2016.
Extreme resurgence. He's been on the scene since Twilight 1.
Yeah, no, but he was like
I
a
will
joke.
fight anyone that
But he was a
says-
joke.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. He
No,
was in
wasn't.
Twilight.
He was doing Twilight. Well, yeah, Twilight's a great movie. But Twilight, at the same time he was doing Twilight, he was doing some...
We just end this partnership now.
Just that's it. Done. This is the end of Such a Rag. This is the end of The Real Project. We're finished. That's it. And that's where we sign off. No, I personally think I really liked this. I thought it was a really good film. Right, the reason why I wouldn't watch it again, I think it's important to go down this element, is it has all of the right elements, but in a long movie. Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is where I wanted to talk about James Gray, because James Gray, he seems to be one of those directors who definitely is, for me, more of an artist. Very specific vision that I feel like mostly rubs people the wrong way.
Okay.
And I feel like that's been like a consistent theme throughout his career. So, for example, Ad Astra, I mean, that is kind of like a visual, interesting film, but I'd never needed to see it again after.
I remember seeing it and being, this was a perfect cinema movie, but it had to be a cinema movie. If I watched this at home,
Yeah.
I think within 20, 25 minutes, even though my phone was on the other side of the room, I would have crawled my way over to it and then started looking through it before we even got 15 minutes in. So it's a weird one. It was a hard one to recommend because you know in its soul it is a good movie. But functionally, would I watch it again? No.
Yeah.
Is it hard to recommend to people? Yes.
Is it Charlie Hunnam's best film?
I think it could be one of his best performances, and he's surrounded by a fantastic cast. Pattinson's really good in it. It's got Tom Holland in it.
Yeah.
So like it's Sienna Miller, I think
Sienna
is his
Miller.
wife. So like there's a really good cast in there. It just takes ages to kind of get to the point. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about it really. You know, it's one of those ones where you're just like, I really respect this for being a good movie, but because I can't recommend it.
Is James
Where does
Gray
it sit?
James Gray the master of like unrewatchability?
I'm not sure if I would watch Two Lovers again. As much as I love the soundtrack, I'm not sure if I could watch Two Lovers again.
Yeah, I'll be very interested where we put this on our list because we're not saying it's a bad film at all.
No.
It just doesn't have that grip
Yeah.
on my soul the way obviously Silent Hill had.
Absolutely. Metascore of 78, so it's hugely up there. I mean, you're looking at when you crack the 80s, you're pretty much up there.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
Like, that's got 78, which is, as we've just established, not very rewatchable. And then The Thing,
Yep.
possibly one of the great rewatchable films of all time, has 57.
I know. Mad, isn't it?
And the legacies are so, varied.
But this is, I think, the eye-opener. No nominations whatsoever.
That's nothing. They never seem to.
No.
All his films get good reviews.
This got nowhere at all, which is weird, because for 78, you would expect something.
Yeah.
And I also think that's the reason why this film was made, for prestige. It was a prestige pick. They wanted nominations. They wanted something, but it clearly didn't. 19 million off a 30 million budget. 2008's Get Smart.
The sequel to Get Dumb.
I hate you so much. Oh, dear. I don't even know where to go from this. Right, Get Smart. So... directed by, I think his name is Peter Siegel, who did Naked Gun, Tommy Boy, Anger Management, 51st Dates, Longest Yard. So that probably gives you a bit of an idea about the pedigree of where this guy's coming from. Writers Tom J. Assel, who did Failure to Launch, Epic, and War with Grandpa. Matt Ember, who did Epic and War with Grandpa. And Mel Brooks. So ultimately, this is a remake of a TV show.
Yes. Another remake. There's a lot of circles with this podcast.
This is why we have to detail the directors and the writers, because it gives you a good context for where this conversation is going to go. The IMDb description: Maxwell Smart, a highly intellectual but bumbling spy working for the Control Agency, is tasked with preventing a terrorist attack from rival spy agency Chaos.
Chaos.
Yes.
Not
with a K.
It's not very like. It's not a good name for like a spy network, is it?
No.
It's like calling like, I don't know, MI6. We're all doomed. Right. So, full disclosure, this film came out when I was 15, and I watched it about 5 times when it came out because I thought
All in the cinema.
All in the cinema.
Wow.
I thought it was oddly hilarious, and I thought Anne Hathaway was so beautiful that I just wanted to spend 2 hours of her every other week.
Okay. When I watched this movie as well, I really enjoyed the movie because it had the great Carly the wrestler in it and The Rock.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of nostalgia, shall we say, that's tied to this.
Terrence Stamp's also very dry.
Terrence Stamp is very dry, but that man is known for being dry.
Yeah, but he's so effortlessly, to the point where I feel like he hates being there.
Brilliantly villainous, yeah. Yeah, I don't know where to start with this. I actually watched this relatively late. I don't think I watched this until about 2012, 2013. And I remember watching it and thinking, that was really good fun. I enjoyed that much more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. I rewatched this a week ago and I went, I really didn't like that. That was so much worse than what I remembered my first initial viewpoints of it was. Yeah, I didn't find it as I didn't have as much fun with it as I had the first time around.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of, it's 2008. We're kind of in Steve Carell's like career peak in
Yeah.
many ways. During his comedy era,
This is
like
as
The
he's
Office.
trying to step off of The Office at this point.
Yeah, The Office has become a huge hit.
Yes.
The American version, and he did the utterly appalling Evan Almighty.
Yeah.
And then did this, and then I was. When would you say his career peaked? Like Crazy Stupid Love, I think, was the moment that
That's where he started becoming more of a serious actor.
Yeah,
and then you start going into like
Foxcatcher, yeah.
and stuff like that. And he's done really endearing stuff after that. I really like Steve Carell. I happily watch him in most stuff. So like he's moving into this like dramedy scene, but this is definitely at the peak of his slapstick scene. So very much Michael Scott, very much Evan Almighty, all that stuff is playing out here.
Did you enjoy the chemistry between Steve Carell and Anne Hathaway?
So this is my first initial like thing with this movie as I watched it back. I sat there the whole way through going, what's the age difference here?
It's 20 years.
And then as soon as that came into my head, I was like, I can't unsee this now. I can't unsee this. This is weird. Like it's there's such an age difference here. Like you're not even trying to. It's not like even putting Paul Rudd with Anne Hathaway, where weirdly in that exact moment in time, Paul Rudd would have looked younger than Anne Hathaway. But there's like this is like Anne Hathaway's like what 22, 23 in this. Steve Carell's he's like near his 40s or something.
She's 26 and he's about 46.
So that's strange to me, like now, because it's modern viewing, right?
Yeah.
It's modern eyes. And so when I watched it back, I was like, this is strange to me now. And just all that. I didn't laugh as much as I wanted to laugh. Like there wasn't as many like jokes. There were still some quips in there that I thought, oh, that's quite funny.
I think it's basically we have this property that we feel like could be moulded into a good late 2000s comedy, and we've got Steve Carell.
Which is what they did, right? Like, I mean, you can't... around this era, we spoke about it when we were speaking about Sean William Scott with American Reunion, the last such a ranker. And it's that whole idea of, before this point, you had things like Dukes of Hazzard and Starsky and Hutch, and all of that stuff was all being remade. So Get Smart was obviously on that list of things that were going to get remade. It's not without its charm in some instances. I like the fact that he's actually a really smart guy. He's not like Naked Gun, where he's kind of a bit of an idiot and he's bumbling as well.
Yeah.
This is more like he actually is the smartest guy in the room, but he's just a bit clumsy.
Johnny English.
You know? Yeah.
Johnny English, he's just the British buffoon.
Yeah, right. Whereas this kind of...
Yeah.
They're still trying to kind of make it endearing in that sense. But yeah, there was just... I didn't great. It was... I thought Alan Arkin was good in it. Alan Arkin was very funny in it. He was good. But my other biggest bugbear in it as well, still sticking on Anne Hathaway, was I didn't see the point in her character. Aside from Anne Hathaway just being on screen. She really didn't have nothing else to do. She even actually, at one point, they're like, she is the greatest spy in our whole organisation. And she is just literally then downgraded to, I need to be saved. And you're like,
yeah,
what's the point in like this just isn't smart. It's not smart. It's literally not smart.
Well, obviously the film before this was Get Dumb.
It was Get Dumb,
which is how she sort of like moulded her career to Get Smart.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's my kind of my thoughts. That as I was watching it, I was just like, I'm really disappointed that I'm not enjoying this as much as the first time.
I have a complicated relationship with films like this, as I said at the beginning, where there's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of how I felt watching the film back then, and it was a good laugh when I watched it 5 times. Now that I watch it now, I completely got on board with your points about like the age difference and how they sort of treated Anne Hathaway's character. I'd say it's bordering on harmless fun. It's just like a little silly. It's Mel Brooks. It's like it has like his fingerprints. He's very, very like just goofy and silly. So I suppose try to treat the material like that. But was he smart?
Was he smart?
Did he get smart?
Who
made this?
I mean, this is where it's mad, right? This sits on a Metascore. This is where I'm probably in the minority.
Can I guess?
Go on then.
64.
Oh no, not that high.
Oh, fair.
You're 10 out. 54.
Okay.
So it's only 3 points lower than John Carpenter's The Thing.
It's just nonsense. Just
No noms, as you'd be glad to hear. But this was a stonking box office.
yeah. That's what. But
230 million off of an 80 million budget.
that's what I mean. It's just a dumb fun.
Okay, right. Last film on this list. Bucket List.
Yes.
Yeah. 2007. Directed by Rob Reiner.
Well, I mean, this is a film that certainly has the most prestige in basically every credit.
Yeah.
You've got Rob Reiner directing.
Writer is Justin Zachman.
Well, maybe not that part, but Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman fronting the film.
Yep.
Which I will say one thing is quite rare. Like where like the two main leads are like 70.
Yeah.
And Rob Reiner, I mean, he was a chicken at 60 when this film came out. What's your opinion on it, on the Bucket List?
I think it's a perfectly nice Sunday afternoon movie.
But should a film with this subject matter, i.e. cancer, fall into the bracket of, that was nice?
I think, well, it's an easy win, isn't it? It's an easy
pull at
win.
the heartstrings
like,
kind of stuff.
It's like it's an easy setup that I think quite easily lends itself to this type of storytelling. I think it gets much more praise because of the fact I think it carries that subject matter respectfully. It's not disrespectful to cancer. Do you know what I mean? Or like people that suffer from cancer.
I would debate that.
Okay.
Obviously, we don't want to get into too much like graphic detail, but I would say it depends on the sufferer's point of view. So, for example, Roger Ebert, a very famous film critic, he gave this film 1 out of 4 stars because he had cancer.
Yeah.
He basically said it was like insulting to think that cancer is like a breeze. Not that the film treats it like a breeze, but it treats it like you can just get on with things like a bucket list.
Yeah. Do your Sudoku puzzle.
And crack on like you're not going to be like. I think there's one scene after the first 20 minutes where there's like a hint that they're actually ill, which is Morgan Freeman in the bathroom.
Well, there's both of them. They go through that scene where they're both going through chemo, and they both have like a really bad night. Right?
Well, way after that. Like when they're when they're in
when he bleeds out.
Thailand.
Yeah, when he bleeds out.
When his thing comes out.
Yeah.
And then so basically from the first 15 minutes where it does show like the hideous effects of chemotherapy.
Yeah.
There's like one scene until Morgan Freeman has a seizure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know. It's tricky subject matter.
Yeah.
But I suppose the performances and the charm of the film kind of get you through that.
Yeah.
You explained the premise, didn't you?
Well, no, I don't think I did, actually.
Okay,
IMDb describes it as two terminally ill men escape from a cancer ward and head off on a road trip with a wish list of to-dos before they die. I think it's a weird description because they don't escape
they don't
cancer
escape.
ward. They both leave
they voluntarily leave.
Because they're terminally ill.
I mean, one of the characters literally owns the hospital.
Yeah, exactly. The biggest thing that I have with the film is it feels very throwaway, which I suppose actually in some respects kind of feeds into what you were saying is something this throwaway and this digestible of a movie, for instance, should it really have cancer in it? You know, like is it too light-hearted for the subject matter, which I suppose is what Roger Ebert was saying, you know, it's what you're saying there. So I can kind of read it that way. The other thing that I really had issues with it is I couldn't shake the idea that I was watching Incredibly Rich Man complete a bucket list of things that only an incredibly rich man could do, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, I get the fact that there's like a juxtaposition, and actually in order there's a juxtaposition here in as much as Morgan Freeman teaches that there's more to life than money to Jack Nicholson's character. But it was weird as I was watching it where I was like, this feels quite obvious now. Again, modern eyes, modern lens. I couldn't help but kind of sit and think, this is a really weird way to show this movie. This is it adds into that whole, does the film actually want you to think any more about it, than the surface charm of seeing, pulling at the heartstrings, right?
Yeah.
Because when you actually do start to think more about it, the severity of the illness, what's happening with the characters, how they're being portrayed, how they're managing to do all of these things with the last X amount of weeks of their life and stuff like that. When you start to dig into that more, I think that's when you can really unearth a lot of problems with it.
Yeah, there are a lot of issues sprinkled throughout.
Yeah.
That I suppose through repeated viewing you would kind of notice them more.
Yeah.
But as I say, I feel like the performances kind of get you through it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is Jack Nicholson's last sort of leading film, really.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause he did one more film after this, which was a kind of bit part in How Do You Know, made by James L. Brooks. So it's kind of the end of this iconic career, and he still has all the charm and all the sort of baggage that
Yeah, it's still a great performance.
kind of has been the epitome of Jack Nicholson's career for, I think, 50 years by that point.
Yeah.
So it's worth a watch in the sense of that. It's like
It's
a
a
nice
Sunday
little
afternoon
bookend.
movie. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, weirdly, it's like he's tackled much more serious things in his film career that then makes you kind of go, oh, didn't fancy tackling
Well, this is
this like cancer with the same like kind of depth that I suppose that he's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and
Yeah, but I mean, the
about
right
Schmidt and all stuff
right.
like that.
It's all about the writing, though, and
Yeah.
the writer of this film. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like everything else kind of made that look better.
Yeah.
Because in other hands, the script would really be sort of like its issues would be like laid bare,
Yeah.
even more so than they already are.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think
yeah.
if you view it as a surface movie, I think, like you said, the performances are good enough that they just pull you along.
yeah,
And it's really short.
it's very short.
It's like 90 minutes.
90 minutes, yeah.
So like they really don't even have time to get into any depth about any of this stuff. And as soon as it begins, it ends. I mean, in terms of what we've got here, Metascore 42. Unsurprising.
That's the worst, isn't it, so far?
No.
Silent Hill. What was Silent Hill again? Sorry.
31. I think
Oh,
it
wow.
was.
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. We got a long way to go before we get to Silent Hill levels. It's 40. What did I say? 42. Yep.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, no noms. This has been probably the least. This has been the most nomless episode.
The most anomalous.
Yeah. But this, again, huge money, 175 million off of a 45 million budget. Of all the films on the list, this is arguably the most successful. Okay, then. It is time for us to actually start to rank some of this stuff. Do the podcast namesake and actually, let's rank it. Let's be
Ranking-
rankers.
Ranking the manking.
Ranking the rankings. Right, so definitely the worst film on this list is Lost City of Z.
Sorry.
That made you choke, didn't it?
I would.
I would say just purely for the fact it's not a film. It's
Yeah,
not a film.
I mean, I was oohing and ahhing between this and Get Smart. I didn't. I mean, I was probably mostly full of praise for Get Smart, but again, I was 14, and I mean, the film is like fine, but it's not like crazy, but it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
Silent Hill, I think, based on the vibe I get from it, they really took this film seriously.
Baffling. It's a baffling movie.
So for its sheer, like I don't know, like lack of focus in terms of like what they were trying to like do. With
lack of film, mate. It's
Yeah.
the only way that you can possibly say it. It's lacking any film bones whatsoever.
Yeah, it's-
As a series of cutscenes, this would have been interesting.
yeah,
As a series of images on a wall, it would have been interesting. It evokes a feeling. It has no interest in being a movie.
so it's not first.
It's definitely not the best film on this list because it's not a film.
Okay.
So I stand by that.
Well, I would have Silent Hill bottom. Well, we both would.
Yeah.
And then I would say Get Smart.
I would definitely agree. Yeah.
Yeah?
Get Smart really disappointed me. There's just a reviewing of it. I was a bit like, that's a bit of a shame. At 3, I would then, I think I would have to go for the bucket list.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I couldn't divorce it. In fact, if anything, I would probably even argue between this and Get Smart.
Okay. No, because again, for whatever you think about it,
Yeah.
I would say I mean, this
Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman are much better than any of the...
This is not so much defending the film, but I think Jack Nicholson's last big film, he's great. As I like the scene where he's revealing like the origins of his coffee, and it basically because he's quite a pretentious asshole, he's basically been drinking like cat shit, thinking it's like an exotic drink, and he sells that so brilliantly.
Yeah.
Like everything.
He's got some great timing in it. Like, it's good performances.
Jack Nicholson's comedy is like the most underrated of all time.
Yeah.
Like Anger Management is he single-handedly makes that film watchable.
Okay.
Because you have to deal with Adam's. You don't agree with me, do you?
I mean, not being funny, but the director of Get Smart should have done the bucket list then, and then that would have just reunited them.
Ooh. No. No, I would put Bucket List ahead.
No, again, that's fair. I think it was just as I started to think about it, I was like, actually, would I rate? Did the things I not like? What did I not like least? That's essentially what I'm kind of looking at with these two, because it's the rewatching has kind of unearthed issues with it that I didn't necessarily have when I watched them the first time around. But the issues that I had this time around was almost distracting. So I suppose I'm looking for the thing that distracted me the least out of these. And I think I had... I don't think that the bucket list outstayed its welcome. And therefore, with the performances of those two, I enjoyed watching them on screen. Whereas with Get Smart, I didn't think I would absolutely pay to see a sequel to this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see it. I mean, there couldn't be a sequel to the bucket list. But... I would still, for instance, want to see Jack Nicholson in another role like that. I would see Morgan Freeman in another role like that. And I suppose that's where the difference lies. And that's probably why this thing goes third.
Okay, fair.
Just rambled as to why I would put that in third place.
It's the point of the ranker. We've just literally ranked the bucket list against Get Smart.
Yeah. And so then I think that at number 2, I think we both must be in agreement with this, Lost City of Z.
Lost City of Z,
yeah,
I think goes second.
Although the interesting thing about Lost City of Z is it's one of those movies that give it a week after this, everyone will forget that we've spoken about it. Everyone forget it's on this list. They'll all know that we walked away saying that The Thing is number 1. They'll all know that we spoke about the issues of Get Smart and the bucket list. They'll all know that we spoke about the non-film Silent Hill. But Lost City of Z will just fade away like a fog.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure if that's praise for the film or not, but it is more of an endearing analogy for its box office.
That's fair.
And I think that's where the film lets it down. It's a good movie, but it's just a bit like Silent Hill. It's baffling.
That should be on the.
That should be on the poster.
Lost City of Z.
Exactly it.
A bit like Silent Hill, baffling.
Absolutely.
Fair. But so I suppose the overwhelming winner is, as I say, the greatest remake of all time.
Absolutely. John Carpenter's The Thing.
The Thing.
Well done, John Carpenter. Well done to you, sir.
Well done for persisting.
I know, right?
Because the 80s was a very strange time for him because he made so many great films, but he was just like constantly crapped on by Hollywood.
Yeah. But he's made some of the most iconic movies of all time.
Yeah.
Like, this is up there. This is probably my top... If I was to put together a top list of top 50, which I know sounds weird, but like if I was to put together a list of top 50 movies of the thousands of movies that we've seen, that's a pretty good placement.
Oh, this would easily be in my top 20.
Probably top 20, yeah.
Without
you know
a doubt.
what? I probably would even say the same thing.
Like
probably top 25.
This is possibly my favourite horror film, science fiction.
Okay.
Like, probably one of the great movie villains. But it's not... That's the thing. Is it a villain? Is it that's it's like the Jaws thing. It's just defending itself.
An alien.
Have you heard? There's this. I can't remember where I found this information, but apparently there's a comic book or like maybe it's like a Audible thing, but it's the entire point of view of the Thing.
Oh, cool.
And like what it's trying to do, and like it's just like what's its purpose? Like what is its purpose?
I'm just gonna take over that guy.
Yeah, and it's just all like it's pure art, just the way it like transforms something.
Yeah,
and not for dog lovers,
not for dog lovers at all,
but for like film buffs, for people who appreciate
The snow.
Really just really gruesome, like grim special effects, like in its purest form. The kind of film
If you like The Fly, if you like body horror,
Yeah.
if you like that type of stuff, then I think it's up there.
it's just a film that just could not work now.
Yeah.
Because people just don't have the attention span to be like engulfed by this kind of sense of dread.
Yeah.
But no, it's a classic.
Well, that was it, guys. That was our top 5 for this week. At number 5, we had Silent Hill. At number 4, we had Get Smart. 3, The Bucket List. 2, Lost City of Z. And at number 1, we had John Carpenter's The Thing. Thank you so much for listening to the latest episode of Such a Ranker. How do you rate our list? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Please leave any comments down below. If you fancy it, give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, an uptick, a thumbs up, or whatever it is. But that's been us. Take care. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.